And on tonight's roundtable, Mike Witsch sits down with Robin Gensburg to talk about hypnotherapy.
Welcome to the Roundtable. I'm Mike Witsch, and tonight I'm joined by Robin Gensburg of Harbor Hypnotherapy and Healing Life's Losses, a business located in Larchmont. Welcome, Robin.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking time on this frigid night to come out and talk with us. You, on your website, state that your ultimate purpose is helping clients find happiness and peace of mind in all aspects of their lives. A wonderful statement. Why did you get into this line of work? What inspired you?
I think I was a teacher before this, and I helped little kids for a long time. And I don't know, I just, I think just always through maybe volunteering, and I just naturally just realized that I really liked helping people beyond just helping people. Like just, like it became my purpose to really try to help as many people as I can make a significant change in their life.
So your business combines hypnotherapy and also grief recovery. And I've got lots of questions, but I want to remind our audience, this is a live segment, and Robin and I are here in the studio. And if you've got a question or a comment, perhaps you're thinking of hypnotherapy, or you have been through hypnotherapy, or someone you know may need it, or you think they need it, now's the time to call us or email or use Twitter. I think we can be contacted a number of ways. The information is on your screen as we talk. So feel free. We'll interrupt our conversation to answer your question. So what is hypnotherapy, hypnosis?
Hypnosis basically is using your conscious mind and your subconscious mind together. So you're so working together as opposed to working apart. Like I think of the subconscious mind as like your inner strength. So in order to get that part moving, your conscious mind really needs to relax. Conscious mind is like everyday things that you're very conscious of everything you do. Right. So hypnosis is in order to get yourself at the maximum potential where you could help yourself, you have to relax your conscious mind in order for your subconscious mind to kind of figure out, okay, how can I help too, and kind of work as a team. So,
and part of your practice involves guided meditation. Is that to relax?
Yes, I always guided meditation. It's interesting. I think hypnosis kind of is guided meditation with an agenda. So I get people to a very relaxed state, and there's no wrong way, just so you know. There's no wrong way to be relaxed, and there's no right way. Everything is correct. Some people go deeper, some people hold back because they're afraid that they're going to lose control. But basically, I just want people to just feel safe and comfortable and just kind of go with it.
Okay, we've got a question from a viewer. I'm going to read it from our camera. It says, we have one right now. What do you say to people who raise their brow when you tell them you're a hypnotherapist?
I tell them that this is my line, I tell them I can't make anybody cluck like a chicken because it's all about the power of suggestion. So people that come to me want help. I can't make anybody do or say anything that they don't want to do. That there's a lot of people are very reluctant because they think it's kind of this magic pill, and like anything else, it's work. Yeah.
So it's not the swinging stopwatch and you're getting sleepy.
No.
No, that's not it.
No, I've never used a watch. I don't think I have a watch in my office. I have a clock. No, it's really just having people trust me and feel safe, where they're really able to just really relax.
Okay, we have a caller.
Another call, okay.
Caller, go ahead, please. You're on the air with Robin Gensburg.
Hi, Robin, my name is Jill, and I'm actually wondering, I have a broken arm, a very serious injury, and I'm wondering how hypnotherapy might be able to help with pain management.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Okay, I'm going to do full disclosure right here.
Right.
That's my sister, and she's actually calling from Colorado.
Wow.
And she did really break her arm, and she's having a lot of problems, and she is in a lot of discomfort and pain.
Yeah. I noticed she didn't say, how can hypnotherapy mend my arm? That would be a medical procedure, but dealing with pain.
I'm able to help people, and I've done it a few times in this local hospital where I work. They could actually dial down the intensity of the pain. So with my sister, I had asked her, we did it over the phone because she was in a lot of pain. I'm like, you know what, let's do it. And I asked her to rate her pain from 1 to 10, and she actually gave it a 6. I'm like, okay, would you like to try to get it to a 2? So we just went into kind of like I'm like, okay, lie down. And she lie down. I'm like, let me know when you're relaxed. And I put her under. I just had her completely relaxed, and there was no interruption. Her kids weren't there. And I just kind of had her imagine this kind of, I do this light, where this light kind of goes over where her pain is and kind of soothes it and goes through it. And is able to kind of bring down the pain. So either through warm, through the light, or sometimes cool. I said like an aloe vera type of thing, where imagine this cool sensation is going over where your pain is, and really feeling that cooling sensation, healing it. And so focusing on the healing of it as opposed to the pain of it. And her number was able to go down to a 2. I first went down to a 3. I'm like, you want to get it lower? And everybody's like, no, I'm good with a 3. I'm like, no, let's go for a 2. So I actually did it with her, and then I saw her in Colorado, and I did it again with her, and I had her tape it. And
so what I'm hearing is that the mind is very powerful.
yes, it's all about the power of suggestion. It's people wanting. She didn't want pain anymore, so I was able to have her relax enough where she was able to describe her pain, and me just kind of give her a technique, a visual, and guide the visual over where the pain was. And she was actually able to dial it down. But you need to listen to it every day.
Yeah. We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about what kinds of things besides pain people come to you for. And stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Do you need space for a meeting, conference, or presentation? LMC TV has what you need. Our 768 square foot studio space is ideal for many types of productions, readings, recitals, rehearsals, and workshops. The space has video recording capability, as well as daylight temperature lighting, green screen, and stage. 2 additional rooms at 208 and 156 square feet can be used for any of your needs. Auditions, meetings, classes, workshops, one-on-one instructions, and more. Both rooms feature video monitors with Chromecasting capability, making presentations a breeze. To reserve one or more of our spaces, contact Dina Schumacher at 914-381-2002, extension 206, or email dschumacher@lmctv.org.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included, and I knew that I was going to be okay.
Welcome back to the round table and our discussion on hypnotherapy with guest Robin Gensburg, who has a practice in Larchmont. So I want to ask you, what else besides the caller before talked about a pain from a broken arm, what else do people come to you for? What does hypnotherapy help with?
It's interesting, because I had written down a list before of the people that I've helped. Losing weight, even reverse, putting on weight, smoking. I've had people come to me because they lost their happiness and they wanted to find their happiness again. People come to me for anxiety, a fear of driving on parkways. It's really, it's unbelievable what hypnosis and hypnotherapy could do. When somebody sets their mind to it, really it could help with most things. I don't want to say everything, obviously, but definitely.
What kinds of things can't be helped, for instance?
Unfortunately, like cancer and
Sure.
like, Alzheimer's, dementia, because they don't even have their mind to be able to focus.
Sure.
So it's important that the clients I see, all of them are able to focus. When I volunteer at the hospital, my goal there is just to have them relax. So a lot of that is guided meditation and visualization, where they are just in this wonderful place and just able to relax.
We have a question. I'm going to read it again from the camera. If you have gaps in your memory from youth, can hypnotherapy help fill them in?
Yes.
Are these repressed things or just gaps in memory? Probably both.
It could be both. I mean, that would be, you go back age regression, and you kind of have the knowledge that you have now, you bring with you. So if somebody had some type of trauma maybe when they were younger, and they didn't have the tools to know, okay, I'm going to make it through. You actually, there's a lot of different techniques. As I mentioned, NLP, you could use different techniques.
NLP, for those who don't know, it is
neuro-linguistic programming.
Right. Which you studied.
Which I studied also.
Yeah.
Which gives a lot of different techniques and tools along with hypnosis. So I would maybe, the tools that they now know as an adult, they bring them back to their childhood and are able to kind of use them to help them get over something that they dealt with when they were younger. That's just one technique.
Does hypnotherapy work for anyone?
It's interesting. Everybody could go into a trance. Everybody could go into hypnotic trance. When you're driving and you're in a trance. When you're watching TV, you're in a trance. You're
aware, but you're not aware.
Right, you're aware, but you're not aware.
Okay.
And I was just reading, like, you could miss your exit because you've just been, your conscious mind, it just goes to where it is, and then you're like, shoot, I just totally lost where I was going, because you are in a hypnotic trance. So in that sense, yes. But if somebody comes in, I don't believe in this. The people that come in my clients are very open. They're very open, like, you know what? I've tried other things, and now I want to try this. So people come in are open to that it's going to work.
What about children? Does it work with children?
Honestly, I've been reluctant to work with children.
Supposing, for instance, your 6th grader is experiencing some stress in middle school. Are you willing to work with a 12-year-old?
At the moment, I would like to pick people, who are at least like 15 and over, because that are more independent, maybe not so influenced. It just is easier as they have their own mind, their own. They make their own decisions.
And that comes with age?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So some of the other things you were talking about, some of the things I saw on a website, like public speaking.
Yes.
I've
helped
fears
someone
that
with
people
public speaking. Yeah. Just by either building them up, and just going again with guided imagery, where they could actually see themselves going through it. I also use a lot of breathing techniques. Breathing, just to a lot of people just forget to breathe, and they just forget to breathe. People that are having anxiety attacks kind of forget to breathe. So there's a great number combination, 4, 7, 8, where you breathe in for 4, you hold it for 7, you breathe out for 8. So I have a lot of people start with that breathing technique as just one, and just to be able to calm themselves down.
So that's a skill that you obviously use it in your practice, in your office, but then people could apply it at home as well.
Oh yeah, one of the first techniques I do is the breathing technique, because I just feel it's so important to be able to calm yourself down.
Yeah.
If you're by yourself, if you're having a panic attack, you need to be able to calm yourself down. And a great way to do it is if you're able to concentrate on breathing, you're actually able to calm yourself down.
So one of the tools that you mentioned to me before we started the conversation on camera was taping sound. So the person who sees you for hypnotherapy has a recording of your voice of the session?
Yes, that's been more recent. I've discovered just going to different conferences and talking to so many hypnotherapists and people who are hypnotists that I now send people with an audio and they listen to me every day. They get really bored of my voice. But what would happen was they would hear me.
Yeah.
Like often my clients, before I started giving them the audio, they would hear my voice all the time.
Sure.
And my voice would remind them what to do, but now they actually could really hear my voice. So, and I found that that's been a really great tool that I'm able to give people. Or now they have a few tapes of me and they're able to switch it off, and so they don't get bored of me saying the same thing every night. So.
We're going to take another break, but when we come back, another aspect of your practice is grief recovery. So we'll talk about that a bit, and we still have time for your questions right after. You can call while these messages are on, and we'll answer them. We'll be right back.
LMC TV Media Center is the spot for your next party. Lights, camera, liftoff. The possibilities are endless. Space adventures, video gaming, whatever they imagine, LMC can achieve. Kids of all ages have fun making their own videos in our professional TV studio. LMC TV is the perfect spot for your creative kid to celebrate with friends and make a memory that will last forever in video. Party themes can range depending on their desire. Fun news shows, music videos, stop motion, overall silliness, our cameras can capture it all. Contact us to book a party today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Hi, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's roundtable. My guest is Robin Gensburg, who's got a business for hypnotherapy and grief recovery. But before we get into the grief recovery part, it's obviously not one session or two sessions that it takes.
No.
How many sessions, and what are the sessions like?
For hypnotherapy, hypnosis, I really try to stick to 4 or 5 sessions because it takes 21 to 28 days to make a habit. So again, as my business kind of has grown a little bit, I really have 4 or 5 week packages or longer. Because some techniques, it might not work. So you always have to try different things. But to throw in the towel after 2 times, you're not being fair to yourself. Because it's important to give it at least 21 days for something to work or not work. I even suggest longer than that. So it's not, it's not a magic pill at all. You have to put in the time to get the results that you want.
Let's talk about the grief recovery method. These are specific exercises, specific techniques that you teach people who are dealing with some kind of loss.
It's a real program. It's called the Grief Recovery Method. And it started over 40 years ago by these 2 wonderful men. And there was nothing out there for them. So they ended up starting this program. And now it's in every country all over the world. And we just had our 2nd grief recovery conference. It's a 7-week program. So it's 7 weeks, you get a book, and you have homework every week. So you actually go through, and there's a loss graph you do and a relationship graph. And it's an active approach to help yourself through grief. Not that you're not going to forget, obviously, and you're still going to grieve, but as opposed to repeating the grief, it's called an active approach through getting yourself through grief.
And you referred to choices, correct action choices that people can make in dealing with loss?
Yes. I mean, I believe, and I tell all my clients, whether they're with grief or hypnosis, that you have a decision to make. Only you can make yourself happy. You could choose to go back and be a victim. You could choose to kind of live in the moment. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. There's nothing you could do about what happened. The only thing you could do right now is work in the present. And I believe with the grief recovery program and hypnosis, you have to kind of live in the moment, because there's nothing you could do about what happened. It's gone. You can't, by holding on to it, it doesn't, like especially people with depression, it doesn't help by holding on something that's finished. So if you kind of focus, and I like to help, like give people tools to work with, whatever the tools are, like getting fresh air. There's so many different tools to kind of get out of your head. That's the big problem. People get stuck in their own heads.
Someone has a question. This goes back to our discussion about hypnosis. And the question is, what's your favorite myth about hypnosis?
I think
is it the chicken?
I would say that is my favorite myth, because people seem to think, when I first tell them, oh, you're going to make me do something that I don't want, you're going to make me do something really stupid. And I can't. I can't make anybody do anything. And at any time, also during hypnosis, they could get up. They have total control. I mean, some people in the hospital do fall asleep, and I give them the option. I'm like, you know, if you fall asleep, is it okay? I'm going to walk out. And even in my sessions, I'm like, okay, if you're doing this at night, I'm going to count to 3, and you could choose just to keep sleeping, or if you want to wake up, it's time. But yeah, I would say people thinking, you know, the stage hypnosis is real.
It's an act on stage.
They're real. But the people that are on stage hypnosis are these people that are incredibly extroverted, know that they're going to do something totally silly, look foolish, and are okay with that.
But they never admit it after looking foolish. They never say, "Oh, I was aware of what I was doing the whole time."
No, they don't necessarily remember what they're doing, but they know it's something foolish, and they're just kind of going with it. That's real, but right away the hypnotist knows the people that are trying so hard, like people who want to try so hard, it doesn't work. They're able to point them out right away. And people who are just open, I would never be able to do it. People have to be very open to being incredibly silly, not necessarily remembering, but knowing that you're doing something so silly and just kind of going with it.
Right.
So, but it is real. But I can't make, again, even then, they know what they're getting into. They have agreed that they're going to look really silly.
So people watching tonight don't have to worry about acting like a chicken or doing anything that they don't want to do, because they're going to be totally aware.
Totally aware. I mean, even if they fall asleep, I tape it. So sometimes with my weight clients, if they were totally asleep and I'm able to tell if they're totally out, like, you know what, I want you to just listen to it when you're awake, just so you really hear what you're hearing when you're asleep, because your subconscious will hear it. So any level of relaxation, it doesn't matter, because it will go into your subconscious.
Have we left out anything in your practice that you want to be sure to mention?
I just think it's really important to for people to understand that really they're the only people that can make themselves happy. As far as, I mean, I feel I like to be the person, I'm like, I just give you the tools, you know, but you have to do the work.
But I think sometimes people feel like if they're a little depressed, they'll go to a doctor who will give them Xanax or something.
Well, this is a way, just, you don't have to take, there's
no
actually
drugs.
a lot of stuff going on right now with hospitals for pain management, because if, like with my sister and other people I've worked with, I've been able to help them relieve some of their pain. And hospitals are getting more on board with more holistic ways, because just the whole, you know, drug is so out of control. So they're able to hopefully replace some of these high dosages of drugs with more holistic services, such as hypnosis.
Do the health insurance companies pay for these services yet?
At this time, no, they don't. But I do know people for the grief program and hypnotherapy that, depending on, some insurance companies are very flexible and they've written in and they have gotten money back. But I can't guarantee that to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, my goal is just to help people and give everybody the tools.
We want to be sure that people know your phone number and your website. So I think it's been on the screen, but you can tell me.
914-450-8877. That's the way to reach me. And my website is harborhypnosis.com. So www.harborhypnosis.com. And there's a lot of information on grief and hypnotherapy on there.
On the website.
Yes.
So if people call you, you'll spend some time on the phone with them, or you'll just make an appointment for them to come in?
Oh, people have called me. I've spoken to people for like an hour. Generally, I do, the consultation is on the phone.
Okay.
And, you know, and they're like, okay, let's start. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So, but my whole big thing too is I'm not on a clock. So generally my time is over an hour. I'm not going to tell somebody to go mid-cry. I really keep my time paced, so I have people sometimes there for an hour and a half, 2 hours even, or less, depending. And my other thing is I'm kind of a 24-hour call, but nobody's really taken advantage of that.
Be careful what you say.
I know, but I let people call me if they need me. That people could
thank you so much for spending time with us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Robin, and we've got more of the Local Live coming up. Stay tuned.